Hey guys, hey bosses, Monique Sleep Buchanan here, coming to you on the Events for Business web series to talk with you about events for business. So the topic today, I wanted to talk with you guys about how to now is the time for you to be incorporating the virtual experience in your business, right? So this is the time to do it. In you know, we are in now is the time basically, sorry. We are in to really reach out to your clients on a virtual level because of the fact that, as you know, we are in this pandemic and in person. Typically, your in person events, your face to face events, your face to face meetings, that is not an option at this time. We are at a standstill from a live in person to person interaction, right? So, what are I want you to really think about as a business owner, as a CEO, what are some of the things that you could do to really stay relevant with your client base and stay in the forefront to your target audience, right? So virtual experience is very important, and there are definitely some things that you can do to make sure that you stay in the forefront of their minds from a virtual standpoint. You have to pivot, as you know, with any business, you have to adjust to what's going on and figure out what you can do to make sure that you are staying current and staying active for your business to continue to highlight your expertise. So I had to do the same thing, right? I typically work with clients and help them to create live events for the most part, in addition to other, virtual events and things like that. But typically live events is what I help my clients do. And, that's not an option at this time. So now I'm going to work with them to figure out how we're going to transition and so that they can do what they need to do and maybe think outside the box a little bit with something that they're normally not used to doing. There's some entrepreneurs and CEOs that don't think on that level of don't haven't really thought about the virtual realm, but now is the time to really think about it. You can be a little nervous, obviously, it's understandable, but it's something that you should be doing to make sure that you're doing what needs to be done. So I wanted to just come on and speak with you guys briefly about it, just to get you thinking a little bit on that. So when I say, and you could talk about virtual experience, virtual events, however you choose, but virtual experience, there's different types of virtual experiences. I touched on it the last 2 weeks in the last two webisodes, different types of virtual events. So please feel free to check out those episodes. But one of the things I talked about was doing, the Facebook Lives and utilizing the Facebook Lives in a way where you can either, maybe answer some questions to your audience, maybe, give some tutorials on something depending on what type of service that you have. You can get some tutorials for them, or you can set up a virtual session with them. Instead of having a face-to-face meeting, set up a virtual session and have a clarity chat. Or, I mean, for me, I do that anyway. I have event clarity chats with my clients, and I talk with them about, they tell me we talk about what their concerns are regarding events, and I help walk them through what they need to do, give them some tips, some resources and things like that to help them. And then if they want to go further, then we can, then they'll hire me to work with them in more detail on that particular event that they want to do. And I help them create an awesome event. So you can do, but it's about you thinking of what your client needs, what the needs of your client or your target audience may be, thinking about that, and what can you do virtually to bring them to you, right? So I want you to think about that. a there's a lot of tools out there. Now we're in an age now where there's a lot of tools that are available for you to go on and to do this virtual experience, right? Um, you have freeconferencecall.com. You can start off with that if you're a little shy or not too sure about you're a little nervous about because it's the first time you're doing it. I'm available to help you guys with that. We can set up a clarity call, and we can talk it through and figure out what's the best virtual way virtually to that you can reach your clients or introduce another way for them to connect with you, right? And my event clarity chats, you can go to yhdenterprises.cells.com, and you can set up a clarity chat with me and we can talk about it. But one of the things that one of the things you can set up for yourself is maybe you can go to freeconferencecall.com, right? And that's a free tool, a resource basically, that you can set up your own virtual line, and you can set up calls that way. And they also have a video capability that you can also incorporate, where you can do some virtual calls, if you will, right, with them. And that's something that you can maybe introduce into your business model as we're going through this pandemic. And also if you feel that it's working, I mean, I think it's something that you should do anyway. If you have not incorporated that, that's something that you can do for your business. And that's just another way to connect with your audience, right? Obviously I'm sure a lot of you know about Zoom. I mean, that's very popular now. That's another tool that you can utilize to incorporate webinars, to incorporate all types of virtual phone calls and things like that as well. So there's a lot of different that's just a couple. I mean, I'm going to put a list together and put in the comments if you're interested in obtaining that list from me, and I will make sure that I get it to you. And but I'm gonna put a list together, different tools and resources that can help you to have a virtual experience in your audience, in your business. I think that would be something that I know that is something that you should be utilizing now. Everyone is doing it. I mean, I'm sure, as you can see, even if you look at the TV, if you look at the commercials and maybe and even in emails, you're seeing businesses are pivoting, right, to what is happening now. Even the car commercials are pivoting and saying that they will bring the car to you, or you can take a tour of the inside of the car virtually, and things like that. And other places are saying they'll deliver to you. Domino's and all the pizza shops are saying they'll deliver to you at your home or whatever, and things like that. So, I want you to just start thinking about that, right? And looking at what businesses are doing and seeing how you can now incorporate that for your business, and make sure that you are really honing in on this virtual experience and how you can do that for your business. I think it's definitely an important element. So I just wanted to come on to talk about that really quickly. And if you have any questions about anything that I talked about or I'm saying, please let me know. You can send me an email at yhdenterprises@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook at YHD Events, or you can send me a message on or DM me on Instagram at YHD Events with any questions regarding utilizing events to grow and to elevate your business and increase your sales and profits, right? Webinars are another way. telesummits are another way that you can do it. Telesummits are actually a pretty easy. Another way that you can do it is it's only audio. It's audio based, and you can use a tool like freeconferencecall.com to create a telesummit, and you can come up with a topic that's geared towards your expertise, and reach out to maybe one. Doesn't, if you're new to this, I don't want you to be overwhelmed, but I want you to start. I want you to do it, right? You have to incorporate the virtual in your business. There's no getting around it. And as I said, this pandemic has just kind of emphasized that, how important that component is, and can be, right? So but back to the telesummit, it can be maybe one or two. You can reach out to one or two, no, let's say two or three of your people that you know, that maybe your business besties, that maybe complement some of the work that you do, and ask them to join you and do a telesummit, and to talk about this particular topic that you'll talk about, that you want to discuss, right? And then reach out to your network and let them know that you're going to do a telesummit. Come up with a catchy name for it, and you can then start promoting it, and if you can probably get it done. You can probably get everything set up and ready to go, as far as reaching out to, securing who your speakers are and things like that within a day or two. And then from there, start promoting it and letting people know that you want to do this. Let your audience know, let your clients know that you're doing this telesummit. And it doesn't add as much pressure as, let's say, a webinar or a virtual conference, because there's no visuals involved. There's no slides or anything like that, and which can give some comfort to you if this is the first time you're doing something like this. You can just have a conversation, be comfortable to be on a phone line, and talk about whatever you decide your topic is going to be, and have the speakers do the same. And they won't feel as pressured either, if this is the first time they're doing it, to provide slides and things like that. It's just about them talking and giving their highlighting some of their expertise and providing value to your audience. And this is a good way to help build your e-list, and build your network and build yourself, and help give you that confidence and things like that, that you can do this from a virtual standpoint and get some good results. Have a call to action probably with that telesummit, and maybe have talk about a program that you want for them to sign up on, or you want them to do a clarity call, whatever it may be. But have a call to action where you're continuing to have them come aboard, have them come to connect with you after the telesummit, right? So the point is for you to be doing something on a virtual standpoint, and then reaching out and connecting after that, and start just building up, that building up your clientele and your audience and things like that. So you can do that with Facebook Live too. You can do that with Facebook Live. You can do it with Instagram. Those are pretty, obviously they're pretty easy things to do, to set up. And you can do that if you just want to do it by yourself, and just start talking about your expertise, talking about things that relate to your expertise, talking about things that you know that your clients may need at this time, and letting them see that you have value for them, right? So that's something to think, that you could do as well. But like I said, the time is now for you to incorporate the virtual experience into your business model. It's time to do that. You can experiment and see what works for you, what you gravitate towards. Not everyone's going to gravitate towards everything. So, but figure out what works for you as far as the different types of virtual experiences, the different types of virtual sessions or things like that you can do, and also what your audience and what your clients are gravitating towards as well. You want to make sure that you are connecting to them, and what connects to them is what you need to do, right? So you have to maybe try out, as a business owner, you have to try different experiences before, and then you can determine what works and what doesn't work, right? So that's something I want you to think about as well. So I'm coming to you to talk to you about how events can help your business. And so that's what I do. I work with entrepreneurs and CEOs to help them utilize events to expand their business, to increase their sales and profits. So, this is how I'm coming on from an expertise standpoint. And this is something that you can do as well, right? So let's say you're a photographer, come think outside the box from a virtual standpoint. What types of things can you do to, maybe create some tutorials on, or show different types of headshots or services that you provide virtually, and and do a tour of or do a virtual lookbook or something like that as a photographer, right? And highlight that and talk about that, and maybe talk about the experiences, the people in that in the book, in the picture, talk about the experience that they had, or the experience that you had when you took the picture, or things like that, and so your audience can feel, the experience of having their photo taken with you, right? If you're a chef, same thing. Now is the time to be doing tutorials on quick and easy on videos, or doing Q&As, virtual Q&As for people to talk with you about, things that they've tried now that everyone's home, and people may be experimenting with cooking, right? What are they doing? What are they doing wrong? They're going to ask you that question. What am I doing wrong? Blah, 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 or things like that. Or you can just do a tutorial on a recipe that is easy to do. I'm just throwing out some things from a virtual standpoint that you can do, that can help you to start building that audience in that way. If this is, if this is not your speed, and you're more of someone that is, your services are a lot of face-to-face interaction. Now you have to think about the virtual interaction, right? And what you can do in that way. So, and so I just wanted to come on and talk with you all really quick about incorporating the virtual experience into your business, and how you can do it. The time is now to do it. And you want to make sure that you are on the same path as other entrepreneurs that are doing it already, right? So this is something that you need to do. Think about it. If you have any questions, yhdenterprises.selz.com. I'm available to have a clarity call with you to talk about how virtual experience can help your business. All right. My name is Monique Eversley Buchanan. I am your business event strategist, and I will see you next week for episode number 6. All right, guys. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye. Hi, Kiara.